Damn antenna's gone on the van. Not sure where that went. What's going on, you guys? I've been hiding way too damn long. Just been taking a break. Still taking a break, actually. But I'm gonna be headed somewhere a little bit later tonight. But right now, I am actually taking in a request from one of my friends needing some extended top hats for his car, which is going to be going down to the Chronicles with me this weekend. And he requested for 2-inch for the front and 2.5-inch for the rear. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these out. Find some top hats in the backyard, and I know I have plenty of them. Get those chopped up, and then we're going to, you know, try to finish them up tonight before I take off. If I don't, then no worries. We got several days before the Chronicle and car preparation. So I'm gonna go find that in a second here, but let me kind of talk to you guys about my wagon. The wagon is smoking up pretty bad. Same exact thing, just like my old engine. When I went to Shikai, it was smoking up, you know, like a freight train, and it did the exact same thing last year with the other motor. So you know, Corona's kind of far, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm calling around right now. I'm trying to find a trailer, and I'm going to trailer this car down there. Something different, because you guys know I always drive my car down to whichever show it is, whichever city it's in. I'm always driving my car, but I really want to make it to the Chronicles. I'm not trying to risk blowing up my motor in case I want to use this engine as a rebuild. So I'm just going to trailer it to the Chronicles and then drive it into the show. When the show's over, drive it back up on the trailer and then drive it home. And then the car will be parked for however long it takes for, you know, a new engine, a new setup, the all-wheel drive stuff. And the car is possibly going to be under non-op after that, because smog is coming up, and there's really no point in smogging the car if I'm not driving it. So with that being said, let's dig in the backyard for some extended top hats and get down to cutting. Yo, I'm gonna insert this clip real quick. This happened the other night. Meow's been sleeping under the car cover, and got a little surprise. Surprise, motherfucker. Poor Mittens. Yo, what is she doing? Hey, what are you doing over there? What are you, a rooster? Huh. So I got the 2.5s cut right here. This is the 2 inches, and I'm about to put it on the belt sander to kind of level it out. Went to the backyard. I got a bunch of like stock shocks and blown shocks, which I'm not sure why I still have them, but this is probably the... What is you doing? Anyways, having those shocks in the backyard, this is probably the reason why it's back there. Make use of the top hats, right? So these 2 oval shaped looking ones are the rears, and the 2 circular ones are the front, although they are circular underneath as well. So it doesn't really matter if you use the front for the rear, rear for the front. It's the same deal. So what I got to do is got to punch these suckers out and then carefully cut off this neck right here, where it's going to separate this portion to this guy, and then we're going to weld this sucker in between, weld this part right here on top, and then that'll be the extended portion of the top hat. So alright guys, so we're back here in the garage. Had to wake up super early this morning to meet somebody that was traveling almost 3 hours out my way to buy the wagon. So the flip wagon is gone. So now that that car is out of the way, I'm supposed to be using that money to start the all-wheel drive project. And what I mean by, you know, using the funds is to buy the head studs, the water pump, the timing belt. I'm going to change all of that stuff on this motor, rear main seals, new head gasket, all of that jazz, intake manifold, before we, you know, swap this motor into the CRX. The funds from that wagon should be more than enough to get everything I need to transplant that engine in that car with the all-wheel drive transmission and get that up and running, you know, all motor, get everything situated 100% before we start the rear end stuff. So we'll get more into it hopefully next week. Today is Wednesday. Next Monday I'm hopefully going to try and get back onto my regular schedule. Yesterday I didn't get too far with the extended top hats because my buddy Paco came by and then my buddy Joe came by and we were just hanging out the rest of the night. But I'm gonna try to knock this out right now, and then I'm gonna be headed to somebody's shop in a couple of hours here, and we'll show you who it is when we get there. But I want to go and help the guy with his build. So I'm gonna go ahead and start chopping off these hats and get them all straight and true before we start welding those hats. So I deburred everything, well except this, but I deburred all of this. I deburred all of this, put this on the belt sander, got all the edges you know, cleaned up. And well, apparently after this right here, after this cleaning, I'm gonna go ahead and start tacking these guys on one at a time, get them nice and straight, and then once I get them all fixed into place, then I'm gonna fully weld it all the way around. I'll weld it. Tomorrow I'll press in the bushings and paint them all black. Right now I'm gonna head out. Got everything I need in my car. And I'll see you guys at the shop. Alright guys, so I've been here at the shop for like maybe an hour now, and I'm sitting in the engine bay of this EG2 CJSWIRING DEL SOL. And if you guys follow this man, you guys may recognize the beautiful sealed floor and this red stripped engine bay. So if you don't know him,
hey, what's up guys?
Christian from Honda Vlogs.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't tune into his videos every Monday at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, bro.
So what he does is he goes on YouTube and he finds all of the Honda community, like YouTube channels, and pretty much like, you know, what do you do? Explain a little bit.
Oh man, I basically just watch a lot of YouTube for the most part, but I find all new and old YouTube guys and I bring them all in one like little cohesive episode. So like, you know, people have school, kids, a life, family. Not everyone can just binge, so I try to bring it into one little night TV show, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the late night TV show, but just for Honda builds and stuff like that.
So now he actually started doing like progress updates on his Del Sol here, and he's got a lot of plans for it. So I figured, you know, he's in the area. If he needed help, I would be more than happy to come and help him. So he reached out. I said, hey, I'll slide through, bro. I ain't got nothing to do right now.
Caught him at a good time.
Caught me at the right time. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm willing to help whatever it is that you need help with. And what he is currently doing, I'm sitting in his engine bay, is he's going to be repainting this, wire tucking like slightly. You got some JB goodies coming in, some
JBTUNED goodies on the way, or actually I have some of them.
So he's going to be eliminating like the fuel filter and all that jazz, just to clean up.
Clutch.
So just to clean up the engine bay a little bit, you know, the S2K Master pretty much eliminates the reservoir sitting here, which then leaks and causes all of this.
Exactly why you don't want it.
Yeah.
It's just years of...
And it's much cleaner because you don't have that big old reservoir thing sitting here.
Yep.
So, you know, just small things he's cleaning up on the engine bay before he puts his motor back in, but he has something else going on with that motor as well, which we could, you know, cover another day. Yeah. But for the most part, we're just slowly making progress on the car, so that way we can get it all prepped for, you know, the transplant and boost.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah.
I
This car, I always said this car would stay B series because it's a '94 Del Sol VTEC, and then I boosted it in the B17 I had, and I was just like, you know what, this car just gotta stay boosted. It likes it too much.
I'm a turbo guy, and I approve of this message. So yeah, what I'm doing as of right now is I am actually drilling this hole a little bit bigger, so that way when we tuck these wires, where's it at, they pretty much just go right through and route on the outside of the fender rails right here and go right into place. But this side, we're not gonna open up the hole bigger because we don't want a giant hole once all the wires go through, because this is how thick it is, and my hole saw is actually 1 3/4, so that's going to be like, you know, ultra big, and it's going to look kind of funny. So drill that side, run this through, and then this side we're going to leave that hole, de-pin everything, and pretty much just route it through, loom everything back, extend whatever it is that we need to extend, and the wire tuck portion of this is going to be done, so Christian can further make progress on pulling everything off the engine bay itself, get it sanded, and prep for paint. A lot of badass cars over here. Got S2K, got a Miata, a couple RX-7s, S2K up there as well. So just grab my picking kit real quick because I brought it knowing that I'm going to need it. What I've done so far is I've put a hole there, right? Put that down. Hell, I forgot I had my drink. Put a hole right there, right? So I didn't have to de-pin anything. I just pretty much routed everything through. And the only thing that I have to extend is this guy about 3 inches to give it some slack. Got to extend this guy for the fan. And I just realized I forgot my damn electrical bag. But I do have my other electrical bin, so I have wires and stuff in there, brand new wires. Yeah, so I only got to extend 2 things right here, and then loom everything up into place. But like I said, this corner is pretty much just going to be like that. All this is going to be kind of pulled back, and I don't think we're going to officially button this up yet.
No, I'm gonna pull everything out so that way I can.
Exactly.
I'm gonna still pressure wash everything.
Cool.
Clean it up yet.
So I'm just gonna, like I said, extend whatever needs to be extended and leave it loose so Christian can bring it back into the engine bay so he can still clean, sand, and, you know, prep it for paint. Got my pick kit, so pretty much. Oh fuck.
HMO is always taunting with those spoons, bro.
Yeah, it got me fucked up because I ended up buying $2,300 spoons from him. If you guys don't know, I do own a set of Spoon SW388s. I know a lot of people were saying like, oh, those aren't spoons, those are slips. I have slips on the CRX and I have spoons on the wagon, so don't get the two confused. Yeah. One's 15s, one's 16s, and I've been a huge SW388 fan since my first set in 2018 with my sedan. So when I owned that first set, I knew I had to get another one. It took me 7 years to find it. HMO had it up, and I was like, Steve, credit card ready. Swiped. The rims came in like 4 days, and I now own a set of Spoon SW388s once again. But I have slips too. All right, guys. Well, it's getting kind of late, yeah. But a lot of progress. You guys can see my hand is like pretty dirty. Anyways, so that side right there has been pulled through, and you know, not a lot of wires to be extended on this end. It was just the signal that needed to be extended about 3 inches, but I gave it a little bit longer, like 5, just to give it some slack, and that goes right there into the headlight. The fan, I didn't do it yet because Christian may be changing his fan setup to a different one other than the OEM one, so we'll modify this when he gets the new setup so we know the correct length for it. Other than that, everything else, this is for like what, fog light, and we'll do that like when he puts the fog in his bumpers. And then this is the horn, which he ain't got one, so not worried about that. Ground bolts up perfectly right here. Probably gonna use a shorter 10 mil just so it doesn't protrude through the other side. Oh snap! Got an MSD sticker right there. Yep, definitely not gonna put one through there.
I gotta take that off. I don't even know if I'm gonna use it anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll figure it out for sure. And then right now it's just loosely hanging out here because obviously it's not loomed yet, and the fact that all of this still has to move outward because prep and paint. And once that is all buttoned up, everything goes back into place, then we will secure this into the frame rail. The other side, on the other hand, we didn't cut the hole like the first idea we came up with. Instead, I depinned everything, feed them all through this small ass hole individually, and everything seemed to be long enough to go to their home location. So we got the headlight, we have the ground box, which can go to one of these holes. We have the corner, which is ultra long for the headlight. Then we have windshield fluid reservoir motor, which is obviously not there anymore, and the other one for the fog. So everything on this side is super long. We didn't have to extend anything other than the plug for power steering, which is right here, and everything else is all loomed up in this corner, and it's going to be tucked in underneath when the S2K master goes into place. We still got to slice this, separate this guy from here so we can tuck this guy underneath for the engine harness, and this will stay in that position, in that spot. And then all this I need is electrical tape, which we didn't have, and that's that for this side. So progress is progress. We're done for the night, about to get on out of here. And when progress are gonna be made again, we'll be back. All right guys, so I'm back home. It's super late. It's like 12:30. Had an awesome night with Christian from Honda Vlogs. Worked on his Del Sol, made some progress on it. It's nice to kind of like take a break from my own stuff and help him out since he's local. And it was cool hanging out with him in the shop, bullshitting, and hanging out with his boss and his co-workers. That was pretty cool, checking out some of the FDs, FCs, and the Miatas and stuff that was in the shop as well. But before I quickly close out this video, I need you guys to do me a big favor. I'm going to link Christian's channel in the description below. I need you guys to go over there and help him reach 5,000 subscribers. I think he deserves it. He's pretty cool, he's pretty mellow, he's pretty down to earth for the most part. But if you guys can do that for me, I'd super appreciate it. And with that being said, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.